Good morning. The gang are already out at the moment. They're in at night. So Sienna's had her third night in. She's been really settled actually. Last night she was brilliant. Artie cracks me up at night because he is the closest to my house. And I can honestly hear him, like, he whines in the night. He makes so much noise throughout the night, but it actually had me giggling away last night because I could just hear him, and he just sounds so funny. But yeah, she seems really chilled actually. I think she's enjoying coming in now, and I know the boys are a lot happier for being in. Currently I'm like turning them out at 6 in the morning. I'm not a morning person, so I turn them out and then I get back into bed for 15 minutes and then I get up again, which is kind of pointless. I might as well just get on with the day, but I don't know, there's something nice about jumping back into bed, and I turn them out in my pyjamas. So yes, I'm just about to skip out. Sienna and Artie are still very much in love at the moment. Corporal is definitely the odd one out. They spend most of the day doing this, just, you know, talking to each other over the fence. I forgot to say, I brought this the other day because I needed an extra water bucket. And I normally have the Stubbs ones, but they're really expensive. And I love them because they last forever, but I wasn't feeling in the mood spending 30 quid on a bucket. So I picked this one up on eBay, and it's a builder's bucket, but it's like obviously double the size. I think it's only like £8, and that included postage, but it's working really well. It's pretty sturdy, like, you know, it's as good as a normal good bucket. And I've been giving it to Artie, and I was worried he wouldn't necessarily drink right down into it because I wasn't sure he'd want to put his head that deep into it, but he does. So it's a good alternative if you want a big bucket. And when it's filled up, they're not going to knock that over. So yeah, rather pleased with it. Can we just appreciate this weather? This is why I love autumn. It's like 19 degrees, perfect temperature, blue skies. It's dreamy. I love this weather. I know we probably won't have it for so much longer, but got to appreciate it while you can have it. I was only thinking today, I was thinking we're so lucky that the ground is still quite as dry, even though I moan the fact I have no grass. But I love the fact that it is still so dry that the boys can go out, boys and girls can go out and all that. But so we are off on a little walk down the field. She was a bit cheeky about having the pad and roller back on again today. She has worked out if she keeps moving, it's hard for me to put it on. But for me, I just keep doing it because if she's not going to stand, then I'm not going to take the pressure away of putting the pad and roller on. So I'm hoping that she'll realise that however much she moves, it's not going to take away what I'm doing. Because I think at the moment she's just being a bit cheeky and I don't want to make a big deal of it. So rather, you know, if she keeps moving, I just keep putting the pressure on to put the pad. And when she stops, then I stop for a second and give her a moment to relax. So it's all looking a lot more promising in that she's confident to move around while I'm doing it up. So actually in some ways it's actually a really good sign. So I just switch over as we're going down the track. So this is the first time she's had the pad on and roller on outside of the arena. I put it on a lot quicker today. So before we were doing quite a lot of, like, you know, putting the saddle pad on, taking it off, whereas today we only did that about once and then got on and put the whole thing on. So that's really pleasing. And I'm going to take the roller off in the yard, which is again a new thing for her. So it's really just keep doing these little new things that hopefully will start to teach her that, you know, she can cope all over. But she's definitely showing signs that she's not so worried about having the thing on now. I don't think she's definitely not going as tense. So that's great. So we can keep working towards that. The main aim at the moment is that once she has her wolf teeth out next week, and she'll have some time off for that, because obviously it's quite a big deal, but once that's all cleared up, healed up, then hopefully we can put the bridle back on, which she has had on in the stable, but we've not done anything because I knew the wolf teeth were there. Then is to try and long rein her at some point. So that's kind of going to be the next few steps, but obviously still continue making sure that she's super comfortable with the roller and pad on. But yeah, all good. You can see here I'm just taking her through these woods, which is quite full on for her. She's never done anything like this before, but I'm going to put the camera away so I can concentrate. I'm so proud of her. I couldn't video much while I was walking in the woods, but to walk in those woods with me and totally trust me just shows that all the initial work with the flags, with the plastic bags and all the groundwork has just shown me how much it's helped her, because the fact she walked through those woods with the long grass and everything and was just so chilled about it. You know, she was obviously looking around, but she was so chilled. Honestly, you can tell how ecstatic I was about it, and she seemed to have a nice time. She sort of, you know, quite likes mooching along, the dogs running around behind her, and I just thought, wow, what a 3-year-old. behind the ears of my old faithful, Mr. Coop. He is now 7 weeks, I reckon, into time off. I think he's got about another 2. And then I'm getting some shoes put back on him, and he's going to come back into work. I don't think it's good for older horses to have too much time off, because even with him, he's lost a lot of muscle already. And even though I don't intend to do any competition on him, I still want him to stay fit and well. So we are just having a little bareback around the school. Also, the reason I'm doing this is not because Corporal is technically coming back into work already, but it's a bit of a breeze out here. I want to get Sienna used to, I've been saying this before and I've been bringing the boys in separately, but getting Sienna used to the boys toodling off and doing something while she's still out in the field, which currently I don't think is much of an issue because she is totally in love with Artie, so Corporal doesn't really get a look in. So I don't think, I haven't heard her name or anything, so I don't think she's that bothered. Her and Artie are just playing over the fence. So yeah, so I'm just going to do this for about 5 minutes, just, you know, so she gets used to the fact that horses go off and do stuff in the arena or go for a hack. He's actually really footsore still at the moment. He's all right on the arena, but I've said before, we took his shoes off because he doesn't have the best feet. He never has had the best feet, and they do well with time off, but to begin with, he ends up breaking them bits off of them quite badly, so they just initially they're not great, and we've got a lot of gravel, so with big stones on it, so it's not particularly nice. And yeah, so it's not the most fun for him walking across the stones at the moment, but like I say, he's got about 2 weeks left, I think, and then he's going to have some shoes put back on, so that will be nice. So yeah, just actually just having a wander around on him. Great thing about Coop is that he can have the amount of time he's had off, and he can just jump on bareback and trust that he's not going to try and deck you or anything, because he's just not that sort of old boy. Evening, guys. It is 7:30. It's already dim. Nice sunset though. It's kind of worked out that the horses are in. I think the routine has changed to in at night, out in the day. I wasn't planning on it. I trialled Sienna in the stables, as you know, for a few days, and it's just sort of the routine's just sort of stuck. I prefer mucking out stables over mucking out a massive field load, and everyone seems quite happy in. They all seem to like the routine of coming in, so it's better for my field. Coop is eating away. Yeah, they just seem really happy, and it kind of works quite nicely. Are you there, Coop? Oops. All right. It's quite handy when I get back from work. I get Sienna in, do a little bit of work with her, and then it's kind of like bedtime. So it's yeah, it's kind of just works. Afternoon, guys. I've had a really lovely but semi-busy day. Had a bit of some lessons to teach. Did some horses this afternoon that needed mucking out and tiling out, and went to see a friend. So just, you know, really nice Saturday. I'm just bringing these two, and Artie's already in. They've been removing fly masks today, so I'll go and collect those in a minute. Yes, haven't you? Definitely been removing fly masks. What I thought I might do with her today, I was going to give her the day off, but Coop's absolutely fascinated by the bucket upside down. I mean, who would think you could get so much entertainment out of an upside down bucket? Especially of a horse of 20. Anyway, my plan with her, I was going to give her the day off, but she hasn't done anything majorly hard since the beginning of the week. Hello. And I just thought I might do something little with her. And the plan is, I thought I might try and put the roller and saddle pad on in the yard. So I took it off in there the other day. I have been putting the roller and saddle pad on in the arena because obviously if she was going to panic, I wanted her to be somewhere safe with space, that kind of thing. Don't want her doing something stupid on the yard. So that's why I've been doing it in there. But now that she seems more confident, obviously long term I'd like to tack her up in the yard. So we're going to try that today and see how we get on. And I'd also like to put the saddle on at some point. Obviously that's going to give her a very different feel, and I'm intrigued to see how she gets on with that. I just wonder if she's sensitive enough that she'll notice there's quite a difference in weight. But we'll see. So yeah, that's my plan today, something really short and sweet with her. She doesn't really need to do any work. I might just leave. Wow, I might not leave the bucket there. I don't mind them playing with it like that, but the thought of someone putting their front feet in it and then having a panic attack worries me. Thanks, Sienna. The other thing I forgot to say, and I'm sure people will be thinking, my God, you're doing this kind of backing process so unbelievably slowly, and, you know, why are you being so slow about putting the saddle on, and etc. This mare likes to take her time. Rushing her will not work. We've worked that one out. Not that I would rush them anyway, but, you know, even from just trying to put a rug on quite early on, this mare won't be rushed. And I would far do things slowly that suits her and makes her feel relaxed, so that she then does accept. You know, before I wouldn't have even been able to do that with a saddle or a saddle pad. So the fact she's allowed me just to sit with the saddle just shows that she's gaining trust all the time, and that she's going around her bed trying to find some haylage. I would much rather do things slowly that she can cope with really well, so that in long term we don't have any issues, then rush her and kind of put the saddle on and kind of go with her. It's not how I want to do it, and it's not how I know it won't suit her either. So yes, we're very slow, but slow and steady wins the race, I reckon. Here is Billy. This is his friend Ted, and they're hiding under this tree. They've been having a good roll, their Bills. Poor Bills, they've got a pond here, and the midges are a lot worse, so poor Bill's face is not looking as good. Hey Ted. But I think it's time to come in, isn't it, boys? But they're getting on so well. Another first for this week is that we introduced vehicles to Sienna. So I got my dad to drive up and down my driveway while I walked and held Sienna, and she was very good about that actually. She didn't seem too worried about it at all. I put a high vis on, and actually she was really intrigued with me wearing the high vis. She kept kind of like sniffing it and looking at it, and I actually managed to get her right to the road's edge on my driveway, and a couple of cars came past, and she was fine about that. So slowly, hopefully gaining confidence there, so that long term we could long rein her on the road, and eventually hopefully hacking on the road. It's a little bit busy around us, so it's important we get this right with her and that we fill her with confidence. Evie, come here. What are you doing, Trouble? Delightful as ever. You're gonna hurt yourself in a second. Morning, gang. Yeah, it's cold this morning. I feel a bit bad that I didn't put any rugs on. I mean, obviously they've got their Swedish rugs on, but that is chilly. It's definitely changing. Like, definitely getting cold. And I noticed for the rest of the week, I think it's like 8 or 9 at night, so that's quite a drop. But yeah, I feel like I might have to go and find a coat. Anyway, it's, what was it, about 10 to 7. I'm actually ending the vlog because it's Monday. Don't really feel ready for this week. Not really feel like I sort of recharged the batteries over the weekend. I felt like I did quite a lot. And this week is very busy, as always. But there's like quite a few extra things that just then make the week really difficult to do. But it's fine. We need to get those bits and pieces done. So yeah, so I'm actually ending the vlog and going to start afresh. Again, not the most interesting of vlogs because there's just not huge amounts going on. I find everything that I put on with Sienna for myself personally really interesting, and I'm looking forward to kind of watching it back, because every little piece is more special. So, you know, like putting the saddle on for the first time, I know I'm only holding it there, that's because I don't want anything happening to that saddle. But, you know, all that, it's all little extra bits, and obviously her having Dad driving past her, all those things. I love seeing the kind of steady progress. last night a certain person woke me up in the middle of the night about 12. Well, it's gone 12. Yeah, you should be yawning. I should be yawning too. It's one of the negatives of living right next door to your horses. I mean, I love it, and I'm not sure how I would cope any other way, but I do hear everything. And he was a little bit fidgety at midnight, and then I can't sleep, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to go and check. So I had to get up and check. I didn't know why he was fidgety anyway. I just dumped a load more haylage over the door, and that seemed to shut him up. So he looked like he had haylage, but maybe he was concerned he didn't have enough, so I just gave them all a bit more, and actually that seemed to do the job. But it is a negative, because you do end up, because once you hear them fidgeting around, you think, why are they fidgeting? Because he's normally soundo. You've got to get up, you can't just sit and ignore it. So not that I would not want to be near them, because then I'm terrified at the thought of not knowing what your horses could be up to or the trouble they could get into. But there are times, and I wish I didn't hear everything and have to wake up in the middle of the night. Anyway, I'm going to end this vlog because I'm going to chuck these guys out, get mucking out, get to work early today so we can fit everything in, and yeah, start a new vlog. But actually the next vlog is going to be hopefully, if I'm brave enough to ask the dentist, on dentistry, because Sienna is having her wolf teeth out, and actually Corporal, who has got loads of problems with his teeth, is having his teeth done. I'm slightly concerned for Coop as well, because I've noticed after the last couple of weeks that he's eating a little bit weirdly, which makes me suspect something else is going on in his mouth, and it's never a good thing when it comes to Coop, because I've already spent a fortune on trying to help his teeth. So I really don't want a massive bill coming my way. So yeah, I'll let you know how we get on with all that.